Hi everybody, welcome to Exploring Food with Smitty. First of all, let me start off by saying Happy New Year! And I hope everyone had a very, very Merry Christmas. So, what I am doing today is usually on New Year's Eve, I make black-eyed peas, greens, chitlins, and cornbread. But because I was away for Christmas and for New Year's, I didn't get a chance to make it. So today I thought I'd do a video on making chitlins. Chitlins is not for everyone. Everyone's not going to like it. And if you don't, I understand. But I like them. I grew up eating them. My mom used to make them and I used to clean them, which is a big part of eating chitlins. And they came from our ancestors because when our ancestors were slaves, we usually only had the scraps that the masters didn't use to eat. So we took what we had and we made it into something that was edible. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my things together and I'll be back with you to get started. I'm not a chitlin master, but this is how I do my chitlins. So I'll be back with you. Okay, so I didn't go over the way I clean my chitlins because I cleaned them before I did this video, but what I do is I go through and I take off all the waste out of the chitlins because I had a bag of Aunt Bessie's and I had another bag that had to be really clean. So I go through and take everything off, the waste and everything. The membrane that's connected to that waste, I take that off. And then what I do, after cleaning them really good, I go through for the first time and I soak them in vinegar. And usually I'll soak mine in vinegar overnight because just because I'm soaking it in vinegar, it doesn't take on the taste of the vinegar, but it helps to take off a lot of the fat and stuff. So what I do is after doing that, I go back through and I clean them and go through them probably at least 3 or 4 more times. And then the last time, I soak them in vinegar again overnight. I let them set and then I go back through, wash them really well and make sure everything's off. And then after doing that, I cut them up before I cook them. I cut them up, put them in a freezing bag if I'm not going to cook them right then, or I go ahead and put them into my pot. So that's the way I clean my chitlins. It's a preference of how they clean them or what they do to them. One thing I do know is that I don't eat everybody's chitlins. And that's for sure. I've gotten sick a couple of times off of chitlins that I ate from somewhere else. So if I were you, I wouldn't eat everybody's chitlins either. Just eat people who you know and who you know will take the time to clean them, because just because you're getting them from the restaurant, that don't mean they took the time to went over and clean them like they should be. Okay, so let's get started. Chitlins is one of those things that you have to be very, very careful with when you're getting ready to cook them or prepare them. These chitlins I bought and I cleaned way before the holidays, because that's one thing you don't want to be doing is buying chitlins the same day, as this lady said, and cleaning them the same day, because you're not going to get the same result. So these chitlins are already cleaned. I cleaned them and cut them up, and they're like ready to be cooked. And I always check over my chitlins to make sure, positively sure, that they're clean. Because the one thing you don't want to do is to be eating some chitlins that's not clean. So, what I plan on doing, but I don't know if these are going to fit, what I plan on doing is cooking these in the pressure cooker. I've cooked chitlins a lot of ways. I've done it in the oven. I cooked it on top of the stove. And when I was saying, I don't know how I want to cook them, my husband said pressure cooker. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, during this process, what I used to season my chitlins with was onions, garlic, crushed red pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a salt blend that I made. I'm going to put my top on. Sometimes this thing is temperamental and it's hard to get set. So I'm going to press menu, and I'm going to high pressure it on high. And then what I'm going to do is the cooking temperature for as long as it'll pressure cook, which I think with this one it's only like 2 hours. And then what I'll do is check them, and if they're not right, I'll pressure cook them for another 2 hours. Yeah, it's only 2 hours. Okay, and I'm going to press start. And now it's starting to set the pressure so that it can start to cook. So what I'll do is I'll come back with you and we'll check them in 2 hours. Okay, so as you can hear, the chitlins are ready to be checked, so I'm going to get ready to check them out. Okay, so now I'm going to take the top off since all the steam is gone. And there's our chitlins. Now, to see if they're ready and tender, you just want to, with your fork, and those are pretty tender. So, at this point, what I'm going to do is add my black pepper, which I try not to put too much. I'm going to add some salt. And then I'm going to re-add some onion flavor. And I'm going to add some more garlic. And then what I'm going to do is stir them up. And all those chitlins that I had in here, and you can see they cook down to hardly nothing. And just stir them around so they can get that seasoning in there. And then to that, I'm going to add some of my special salt mixture that I have. That has all different kinds of salt flavors. Okay. And stir that around. I got my pepper in there. And they're all ready to go. All you have to do is, if you want, maybe I'll do that myself, to do is pour in some hot sauce, because this is just for me and my husband, so, and we both like hot sauce. I'm just going to mix some hot sauce in there. Give it a stir. And it's all ready to go. So, this is how I cook my chitlins. Like I said, I'm not a chitlin master, and I don't think that I am, but this is the way I like mine. And this has chitlins and hog maws in it. And they're all ready to go. So, thank you for watching Exploring Food with Smitty, and we are exploring a bowl of chitlins for those of you who've never ate them. Like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Put in the comment section if you like chitlins, if you've ate them before, or if you'd be willing to try them.